students across England can head home for Christmas, but they're being urged to get a negative test for coronavirus before setting off. Universities and higher education institutions in Scotland, Wales and Northern Ireland are also starting the student getaway earlier than usual to avoid a bottleneck of journeys. Dan Johnson spent the day with students at the University of Hull.
First out of the door, student nurse Kenzie.
Yeah, not too bad, thank you.
And it's mum Katrina who's driving home for Christmas.
Got your laundry? No. Oh, that's all good then. I have to do that.
I've not seen my mum since the end of September, and I'm just happy to go home and see the rest of the family over Christmas.
It will certainly be, I think, a bit of a teary moment when she gets home.
And have you had the tests?
Yes, I had 2 tests, both came back negative.
And it's nice to have that reassurance that she's going to be potentially seeing grandmas and granddads.
But tests are voluntary, and Erin's off back to Kent without one.
I didn't fancy doing it because people at home aren't high risk and it's tier 3, so I thought I'd be basically isolating anyway.
I just want her home, to be honest. I think she's not had the best of times, and the sooner she comes home and gets back to normal, the better, really.
There'll be daily departures over the next week, but the return next year will be spread over 5 weeks, so English students like Libby might not get back on campus until February.
I feel like if we're not allowed back until a certain date, we shouldn't really pay for accommodation we're not in. We'll just see what happens.
Ideally, we hope that COVID will be in a better place with the cautious optimism around a vaccine. Maybe we can be teaching more face-to-face in the new year. I think we have to see how it's unfolding.
It's been a tough term for everyone, for lecturers teaching online, for universities trying to manage outbreaks and keep campuses safe. And yes, of course, for students. So many have struggled. And yet, we found out today, the numbers who dropped out was actually lower than last year.
Started my new job at Menkind today.
Katie's working in a shop after giving up her course in Liverpool and moving home.
It was so stressful with the teaching, it just wasn't the same online. I just sat there and thought, it's just not worth it to me. It's really not what I expected at all.
In Mansfield, Kenzie's reunited with pets and family. Together for Christmas, and some students may find a fair bit beyond. Dan Johnson, BBC News.